What's up guys, I'm Shane and this is Spare Change. Here on the channel, we discuss all things audio and video, like new movies and new AV equipment. So if it's your first time here, consider tapping that subscribe button for new weekly videos. Alright, since there aren't any good new physical releases coming, I've been rewatching some older movies that I think are reference quality transfers, for either audio or video, and sometimes both. So today, we're going to be talking about 2016's Passengers on 4K Blu-ray. I won't be reviewing the movie itself, I'm just going to share with you some of my thoughts on the video and the audio quality. Now, let's just go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 6.5K. It's got a 4K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 116 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1, which means it'll have those black letterbox bars. You know, this is actually one of the first movies that we reviewed on the channel at the very beginning.
Welcome back to Spare Change, everybody. Today we're looking at Passengers in 4K and also the 3D Blu-ray.
So I thought it'd be fitting to go back and rewatch, since it is a great looking movie, which is no surprise because it is a Sony transfer. As with a lot of Sony titles, this is one of those 4K crispy ones. There's no grain, no noise, just clean, sharp visuals through and through. Now, since the movie is clean, you're going to get those crazy detailed close-up shots. If you want to count Jennifer Lawrence's eyelashes, you can certainly do that here. Oh, and there seems to be a little corn or callus on Jennifer Lawrence's little toe. That's how good the detail is that you can see. One thing I did notice, however, was some digital smoothing in certain shots, meaning some shots of J-Law's face look like they digitally scrubbed some of the detail off of her cheeks. I've seen them do this in other movies where the actor might have a blemish or something and they just scrub it away. So what you see is a very smooth, unnatural look to her complexion. It doesn't show up often, but it does pop up from time to time if you look for it. It kind of looks the way that Terminator 2 looks. Anyways, other than that, like I said, close-ups are nearly perfect, and every part of the ship's interior had clean surface textures and sharp defined edges. Now that we're talking about the inside of the ship, there is a bunch of shots that are clearly shot with a digital background. There are shots where the main characters are in the foreground, and those backdrops where they're trying to show how deep the ship's interior stretches just looks really flat. This works better for the 3D version of this movie, but for 2D, it's noticeably flat, albeit 4K flat. As for HDR, it gives the color palette a very noticeable increase in saturation over the standard Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray. It's not as dull looking and had a more natural tone. I mean, there are some scenes that have that orange and teal look, but for the most part, whites are clean, flesh tones have a peachy appearance, and black levels are deep and adds excellent contrast, although some of the outer space scenes could have been a touch darker. Specular highlights pop up all over the place from little lights throughout the ship, and reflective surfaces have very nice sparkle. And of course, the explosions will definitely have you squinting. Audio is in Dolby Atmos, and I thought it was a really good mix. Not as good as the video side, but still, it's above average. Height channels were really only used to elevate the spaciousness of the ship's interior to give it that big empty feel, so you're not going to get a ton of height channel activity or even lower channel activity, unless it's just ambiance. Now, there are a handful of scenes where the action picks up briefly, where a vacuum falls from the second floor and drops above your head, or the voice in the observatory comes through all the overhead speakers, and that swimming pool scene activates all the great Atmosness. So when things pick up, you will get that bubble of surround in all directions. As for bass response, it's light for the most part, but during those exterior flyby shots, your room will shake pretty violently. And the part where they fly by that sun will give your subs a quick little workout. It digs very low. Soundstage I thought was very wide because of the added ambiance in the surround channels, so the movie will have a big feel, and dialogue was always fine without any issues. So for audio, it's going to get a 7.5. It's an above average mix with a couple cool surround effects, but it's not going to be demo material. For video, I'm going with a 9.5. Like I said, it's one of the best looking 4K transfers out there. It's 4K crisp and has details for days. HDR has excellent pop and saturation, and the movie itself, it really isn't all that bad. So what are your thoughts on Passengers on 4K Blu-ray? Do you have it, and how do you think it looks? Leave a comment and let us know. Now, if you'd like to pick up this movie, I'll leave some links for it in the video's description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can find us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again in the next one.